Writing local AI on .NET just got a whole lot easier. There's nothing like seeing that client's eyes light up when they see that new feature that you've implemented using AI. But a lot of my old clients had data that was protected. Perhaps they were in the healthcare industry or insurance or one of numerous industries that are regulated, or they just had proprietary data. They couldn't use AI APIs because they can't have that data necessarily going to the cloud. Well, regardless of the reason, they've got to run that locally on a client or on an on-prem server. But adding local AI to your .NET apps hasn't been that straightforward. Until now. We've got the AI Dev Gallery. Now, it's not in the Microsoft Store yet, but it is open source, which is fantastic. We can see the repo, we can pull it down. In fact, we're going to do that, but I want to show you this repo first. They've got some information like, system requirements, getting started, even how you can contribute new samples to this. It's got over 25 samples already of using local AI, showing things to do with LLM, like generating text, summarizing text, writing code. It's even got stuff like stable diffusion and doing video and pose tracking, all kinds of junk. So let's get into the details. I'm going to clone this repo down and see what it does. Give it my password. There you go. And then let's go open up Visual Studio to check it out. One thing that's nice about this is we can see the code in Visual Studio that's powering this whole thing, but it's one of those like Wizard of Oz, like don't look at the man behind the curtain. Who cares what this code says? I'm going to show you some features that are going to blow your mind. I'm just going to hit run and let it do its thing. Okay, awesome. That's loaded. I'm going to minimize everything else just so we can focus on the gallery itself. It's a little too wide for my screen right now. Got it zoomed in so you can see it a little better, but there we go. We'll just go full screen with it. It's got all these options up top. Look, it's got grouped up recent models, language, image, speech, but samples on the left up here allows us to see all the samples built in. One of the things, look at this, grouped by text, smart controls, code, image, audio, video. I love this. In the text ones, I've got to imagine that most of this is powered by LLMs. And what I really dig about this, check this out. They're letting you specify like which model you want to use, whether it's powered by the CPU or GPU. What's nice is if you see that little icon for Hugging Face there, they're pulling these all from Hugging Face. So it's also going to let me pull my own models from Hugging Face or use my own personal models that I have on my machine. I'm going to pull down 5.3 Mini so we can play with generating text. Of course, I've read the terms and everything. Pull it down. Let's do this. And while it's downloading, I just want to point out, I love that it's giving me so many different variations of the 5.3s, Mistrals that are kind of just built in, like it'll pull those down and use them when you want, but it hasn't necessarily installed all of these by default. And I'll bet some of these future samples are going to be able to use these same models, but we might try the 5.3 Mini and see how it does. You could download the 5.3.5 and see how it does. I love that you get to compare and contrast and see which one's right for your use case. Okay, great. Now that it's downloaded that model, we can try and run something on it. So let's say, create a backstory for a superhero programmer who never writes bugs. Meet codename Pixel, the superhero programmer. Oh, this is fantastic. So this is very similar to what we're used to with LLMs, like Copilot. I'm going to go ahead and stop this. Oh, it's so good, though. And let's try chat. Chat seems very similar. It says I can still use that same model that I downloaded, or I have the option to download some others. That's pretty cool. But in my case, I'm just going to say, what's the circumference of the Earth? Oh, it's great. It's great. So what did you expect from a chat app, right? But again, I can download another model and compare it. Okay, but outside of text, let's generate some code. I love this idea. Okay, again, can choose different models. Gonna run, let's say, C#, create an HTTP endpoint that returns the current temperature. How advanced does it get? I'm not giving it very much of a prompt there at all. Looks like it's downloading it, using it, okay. Temperature API. Route, okay, so it's using MVC with a controller base. That's not bad. Okay, I get it. Temperature equals fetch temperature from sensor async. Interesting. Oh, then it starts trying to implement that Oh, look at that. So it's not going to do that. It did the fetch temperature from sensor async there, but then it adds just a delay to basically replicate waiting a second to get a response and then returning that. So it would expect us to actually, placeholder for actual temperature fetching logic. That's so good. Pretty cool. How about images? Can we go over and generate an image? But we don't have a model for that, right? We only have an LLM. So I'm going to download Stable Diffusion, 5.1 gigs. This is a beast. Okay, sweet. So that thing is downloaded. It's going to load up our sample for us. Enter a prompt to generate an image. Let's do a cat riding T-Rex while waving a flag and wearing a bandana. This could go very wrong. Yeah, so that's messed up. But to be fair, that was a terrible prompt. But it was running locally. But there's one feature of this app that I haven't shown you yet, and it is going to blow your mind. Check this out, this code button to the right. It lets me see the code that's powering this sample. All the XAML files, all the CS files, everything. It even shows me what NuGet packages are required at the bottom down here. And that's pretty cool. So you're thinking, oh, well, if I want to do this sample, then I need to go create all those files. I need to go in here and copy and paste it there. And no, 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 no. Get ready to have your mind blown. Notice that button up at the top next to that code where you have export. And I'm going to go back to one of these text examples, like generate text where we were. I'm going to say export this sample, and it's going to give me the option of copying that model that we downloaded into that project folder so that we can have it all together, or just reference where we downloaded it to. I'm going to say reference it because I don't want to copy a 2.5 gig sample there. I'm going to say, yeah, put it in this desktop new folder. It's open the folder up. There it is. Let's go down to the CS proj and see that sample. Awesome. And now all the code that it was going to show me in that interface is here by itself without all the extra stuff that we had in our sample gallery overall. All right, so I'm going to run this sample and see how it does. It's given us the exact same interface of that sample without all the fluff of the AI dev gallery overall, like the other samples. It's filtered out just this sample so that we can then get out of this, go look at the code and get exactly what we want, see how it works, see how we're accessing that model and sending it prompts and getting responses back. So yeah, that's pretty sick, right? Now that's not all the app does. So let's go back to the AI dev gallery. Don't save that, keep it up. Where is it? There it is. Over here on the models side, we get all the models that are kind of like pre-loaded. With the 5.3 model, it gives us the descriptions that we're going to get out of Hugging Face. I think these are actually the readmes from Hugging Face. We can look at all kinds of stuff, look at all the different models. We can add another model from Hugging Face, or I think even GitHub. And then as we're exploring, these models get big at times, right? That 5.3.5 or 5.3 was a 2.5 gig model, something like that. Stable Diffusion was over 5. That's a lot of space to take up on our drive. So if we go to manage models, we can then see every model we've downloaded already, and then optionally, clear those out. We can actually clear the whole thing to save that much space. But it's really nice to be able to go reference those and even just pull out the models, find out where they are, and pull the one you want when you need it, if you don't want to delete them. But yeah, if we go back and look at samples, what I love about every single one of these is they're running locally. No APIs, no signups required. You run your stuff locally, your data is safe, it's secure, and you get to not let your dreams be dreams and build whatever AI stuff you want to build. But, are there samples that we're missing? The great thing about this project is it's open source. So if you think so, leave a comment below or go to the GitHub repo. I've left a link in the description so you can see it and clone this and try it for yourself. and even contribute samples of your own for others to try. Until next time.